I learned an interesting fact about Big U today. I didn't even know that the character Debo on Friday was made after Big U.
Oh, wow.
I was unaware of that.
Wow. Now, check this out. This is an article from Complex, and this was dropped just earlier today. So I'm gonna get some background on Big U, because I'm be honest, I knew about that tidbit you gave me. I knew he was like, a big bully on the West, but I did not know that he was Nipsey Hussle's manager at one point, I believe, or he had something to do with that, and that people think he had something to do with setting up Nipsey to get took out. I didn't know that until all of this shit went down. But let me see, how long is this? This ain't too long of an article. But check this out. It says Eugene Henley Jr., the former Nipsey Hustle manager, better known as Big U, turned himself into the federal authorities on Wednesday night after being charged with leading a mafia-like criminal organization. The criminal complaint against Henley and 6 other alleges that they were involved in a huge array of criminal activities: extortion, kidnapping, fraud, embezzlement, prostitution, and even murder. And even more than the alleged criminal activities, though, what's notable about this case is that it drags out into federal court a part of hip-hop culture that was previously most whispered about: checking in. And I remember what was that dude from Detroit would always talk about checking in. His name go hit me up.
YouTuber?
Nah, this nigga is like an OG in Detroit and shit. He was talking about niggas who come to Detroit gotta check in. I forgot his name, but I remember hearing that about West Coast and all that shit. If you haven't encountered the idea of checking in before, you could do worse than to read the section of the complaint against Henley and Co. that addressed it directly. The check-in is a term used when someone travels outside of their home city to another city, it reads. During the travel, the individual must check in or meet with the local street representative of said city to pay a tax or fee for permission, both to move freely about and to have an event or conduct business in that other city without the risk of harassment or danger from criminal elements. And checking in, that ain't no new shit. Like, that's actually go before the music shit. Like, you had to do that shit back in the day any fucking way when you was doing illegal activities or whatever. But it crossed over in the music, of course, and niggas been checking in since the beginning of time and shit. Matter of fact, it's niggas in their own city that have to check in their own city for protection. Most of these niggas getting extorted. I don't give a fuck who you talking about, unless they at the top of the food chain or they family was at the top of the food chain already. Most of your favorite niggas is getting extorted. And a lot of the time it be in their own damn city, much less having to go to somewhere like LA and shit like that. Fucking Third Base was talking about how they had to pay for protection and shit. They was paying Crips and shit to protect them, the white group Third Base with MC Search and shit. Wild. And that was back in the 80s and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he told that story. He said when they had dissed MC Hammer, they was like, even the motherfucking Crips he was like, oh, you diss Hammer? Yeah, you kind of fucked up and shit. Because it's all about who you know and shit. You know what I'm saying? With the connections and shit. And sometimes money don't even matter if the right person is known and shit. So, so checking in been going on for a long time. Who is Big U? Big U was a former leader of the Rolling 60s Crips. I believe that was the right story about MC Search. If I got part of that story wrong, somebody let me know, but I believe that's how they went. Dating back to the 1980s, he served 13 years in prison after a 1991 arrest for attempting to rob an undercover cop of 33 pounds of cocaine. God damn, that's
33 pounds. Damn.
That's some big kahunas for a motherfucker to do some shit like that. He has a long history of working with rappers, including managing Nipsey Hustle and Corrupt. He also started a nonprofit back in the early aughts. The same nonprofit he is now accused of embezzling from, allegedly moving charitable donations from NBA figures like Draymond Green and Shaquille O'Neal directly into his personal bank account. He also has a son, Diane Henley, I know I'm fucking it up, who plays linebacker for the Los Angeles Chargers. Big U has made no secret of the idea that he's the man who prominent figures have to check in with when traveling to Los Angeles. In fact, it's integral to his brand and persona. His podcast is called Checking In.
Damn.
I know.
Damn.
His podcast is called Checking In with Big U. As a footnote in the complaint against him notes, Crip gang members often replace CK with CC. He was one of the subjects of a 2021 docuseries called Hip Hop Uncovered that dug into the practice. Ooh, my wife cooking some catfish when she get back. Sorry, y'all. That just popped in my head. Being public about checking in, as it turns out, can be a great way to get attention from law enforcement. The judge by the complaint, federal authorities were big fans of Hip Hop Uncovered, as they cited multiple times. Why do niggas go and tell on themselves on TV, in the internet?
Right.
And we gonna get into that. These motherfuckers be going on damn fucking Adam 22 and Vlad and shit and running their fucking mouth. And I don't give a fuck what platform you go to. Now, them two is definitely I wouldn't go to, but these niggas be going to all sorts of platforms like, yeah, back in 93, I stabbed 3 people and shit. Yeah, statute of limitations and shit for murder don't expire, but you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, that's what happened. Nigga, would you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Or if they don't tell on themselves directly, they be like, yeah, well, you were accused of murdering 3 people back in 97. Just because I was at the house that they was murdered in, don't mean I had nothing to do with it, do it? Like, why would you even answer
Right.
like that, nigga? Like,
Right.
yes, it points to you probably had something to do with it if you didn't do it. Being public about checking in, as it turns out, can be a great way to get attention from law enforcement. I already said that shit. They cite the show multiple times. If I don't pick up the phone, that can mean death for somebody, they quote him saying on the show. That means if Briss, you my manager, you call and we got a show in damn LA and Big U don't pick up the phone when you call and we show our punk asses up anyway, something horrible could happen. And he is saying that if he don't pick up the phone, that can mean death. Why would I want to? You know what? I gotta apologize to you, Briss. Because the other day I was saying all sorts of shit. If the federales ever uncover certain footage, satire jokes, ha 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 ha.
It's all satire jokes.
Didn't mean it. They incorporate. Hey, what they say in that Drake case? Any rational person would know that was a joke. All right.
Right.
They incorporate public statements he and his co-defendants made about checking in during interviews. They even quote the lyrics of the Checking In with Big U theme song. When you feel it in the street, check in. Because if not, shit get hot.
Damn.
Damn. It be so crazy reading lyrics and certain shit in these court documents, my nigga. How checking in works in hip hop. Big U is far from the only rap hip hop figure associated with checking in. Trick. That's the nigga from Detroit. Trick been telling niggas you gotta check in. I'm talking about he done been on a plethora of platforms talking about niggas had to check in for well over a decade now. This is well known that fucking Detroit is a no-fly zone unless you done checked in with him. Him and Rick Ross got into it. I bet you they gonna talk about that here. Trick, who is not accused of any wrongdoing in this case, and I'm just saying what the fuck you did, Trick, you the person that said it. Just in case we're ever in the same vicinity. It's all love, but you have been. You have been talking about checking in for a very, very long time, my nigga. Trick, who is not accused of any wrongdoing in this case, says Hip Hop uncovered that he does a version of the practice in his city, Detroit. This artist's enforcement of what he calls a no-fly zone for artists who don't get his okay has made it to mainstream press outlets. Because this nigga been talking about this shit. Back in 2008, 6ix9ine claimed he was harassed during a concert in Texas to the point of having to cancel the show for not checking in with Jay Prince Jr., the son of founder Rap-A-Lot Records. Jay Prince the Elder has strongly denied the running rumor that rappers are supposed to check in with him when visiting his home region. 6ix9ine explained what checking in, and I ain't gonna lie, 6ix9ine is one of the most precise and concise snitches of our time. If 6ix9ine said this shit happened, this is happening exactly how he said this shit.
That nigga memory is pristine.
Like 6ix9ine said this shit have him like, he's top notch snitch. I believe everything he's saying. I'm sorry. 6ix9ine explained it. 6ix9ine explained what checking in is during one time he was forced to tell the truth without exaggeration or equivocation, and with his literal freedom on the line on the witness stand in the Trade 9 racketeering. I seen that shit. That nigga was, like you said, it was pristine. Yes, and he had on a blue dicky suit, and this motherfucker told me it was brisk outside. Let me remember. The wind was blowing northeast at 20 miles an hour at the time of this conversation. When asked to define it, he replied, when you fly into someone else's city, their community, their hood, not every city does it, but usually like other artists will check in with other, gang members there or someone who holds authority there. The term checking in is whether paying your respects, paying some money, doing a feature with an artist there, he continued. If you gang affiliated, they expect you to check in. Even if you're not gang affiliated, they expect you to check in.
Damn. Even if you're not gang affiliated?
If you're an artist, nigga, hell yeah. They know. They already, so they know the promoter there. So, and the promoter usually in on it. So, if they know, and this how promoters get their money back half the time and shit, or don't have to pay that back end to them motherfuckers. They done wired you 50 racks, and they hit up the OG of their city, be like, yeah, nigga, you want to make 25 racks? And motherfucking, hey, you got to call in, check in, you fly your ass in, give back the 50, and him and the other nigga probably split that 50, unless the nigga he called in really gangsta about it. He'd be like, yeah, what my 25? What 25, nigga? Like, oh, yeah, what 25? So, yeah, nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, why would you not? All this is cash money, nigga, untaxed, non-traceable shit. Yes, you getting motherfucking, you checking in, nigga.
Damn.
Let's continue. 6ix9ine explained that during his contentious rap trip, we didn't check in with rap a lot. I guess they wanted us to check in. During that same day of testimony, though, he explained that he took part in an assault on 2 other rappers who hadn't checked in with his gang when they visited New York. What is in the Big U complaint? The accusations against Henley are, of course, for behavior much more serious than tough talk on the podcast. Henley is accused of using check-ins not simply as a way to get some extra cash, but rather as extortion, manufacturing the very danger he is supposedly needing to protect against. Essentially, the complaint alleges he wins both ways. If someone predominant doesn't check in with him, he would use violence or sometimes just a threat of his fearsome reputation to get a payment. If they did check in, he would get money for that too. Tremaine Luce Cannon, I think it's Luch Cannon, Williams is also named in the complaint. One of the sources of evidence against him, his own YouTube page, which he includes a video in which he walked through the check-in process and walked through the fact that he would rob any celebrity who did not check in, including at an Airbnb, a restaurant, a car wash, or anywhere. Quote, not quote.
This is quotes?
Nigga, walk through the check-in process and walk through the fact that he will rob any celebrity who did not check in, including at Airbnb, a restaurant, a car wash, or anywhere. Now, that's a quote from the complaint. But I'm sure the quote is quoting what he actually did. Said on the YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, Williams and another subject of investigation, Zaire Brick Baby Mitchell, who was himself charged in a related federal case last month, were both affiliates of No Jumper. Damn, I don't understand.
He gotta be the people's, bro.
I don't understand why. You want to know something? Whether he the people or not don't even matter. Them niggas freely went up there and ran their mouth. Freely. And like I said, I don't know why nobody would chill and hang with him regardless. And really, to be honest, I don't give a fuck. He could have been motherfucking anybody. Black, white, red, orange, goofy. Why would you run up and have a podcast about crimes and illegal shit that you do on a weekly basis?
That's so
on
wild,
YouTube.
Man.
On YouTube.
They think that like the statute of limitation. But you said murder ain't got no statute of limitation, right? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say that. Murder does not have a statute of limitation. Oh yeah, it does not have a statute of limit. What is it? Statute
of limitation.
I don't know what's going on. I want that damn. I'm ready for that damn catfish.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Catfish good enough.
Boy, ain't it though? I don't give a fuck if you are bottom feeders, catfish. I love you to death. But not that nasty ass tilapia. Mustard and hot sauce with some Wonder Bread.
People think I messed up because I eat catfish and spaghetti.
I heard y'all St. Louis niggas do that shit, and since it's a whole city of y'all niggas that do it, I'ma leave my opinion of it to myself.
I think the Peoria, Illinois do it too.
Yeah,
do it too. Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all. I'm not gonna go in like I went on the ranch, people. Y'all, I respect y'all's food privileges up there. But yeah, so both were affiliates of No Jumper. They are so closely associated with the brand that No Jumper founder Adam22 made a statement attempting to control the damage. A lot of the shit that people are getting caught up for, especially with Brick, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff that he's done in the past 2 years since he's been fucking with us, he said on Instagram. Bitch, the last two, nigga, why would you assert, why would you say something so specific? You could have easily said, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about, oh no. And see, this ain't even him trying to make it look good for Brick. He's trying to make it look good for himself. He said, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff he's done while he been around me in the last 2 years. So he trying to give himself bail and not look like the motherfucking super snitch that he definitely and to be honest, man, he ain't even gotta go and talk directly to the feds. He has these niggas sitting up saying the shit themselves on the live feed that the feds is literally sitting back watching. They're like, wow, it's this. I wish we had YouTube in the 60s. We would have took the Panthers down way quicker.
Right, bro. This is so wild.
You ever seen
the meme with the two cops sitting there with the recording device in the comments just listening on shit? You ever seen people put that on there?
and which I don't even think the Panthers would have been that stupid to talk about shit. That was just a joke on the, they was taken down by the feds on some bullshit. But that's neither here nor there. I didn't want that to be misconstrued, people. But yeah, motherfuckers be showing money, doing all sorts of shit on social media and shit. I'll be thinking, if social media existed in my youth, it would be a lot of shit I know for a fact we would not have shown. Social media would have been boring as fuck in my time of day.
I remember I used to watch that show. I used to see episodes of Girls Gone Wild. I'd be like, why do motherfuckers do that shit? Motherfuckers pull the camera out and people just kind of like lose it sometimes. And I think that's what be happening to some of these people on the internet. They pull that camera out, or they're like, I'm finna say some shit to get some likes, and then damn.
Now I gotta be honest. I watched this documentary about Girls Gone Wild. It's a little bit more nefarious than what we think how it was. Them first couple of tapes was like that, but then once they figured the tapes was popping, then they was just setting the girls up to be in them situations, basically like playing. So the dude that made Girls Go Wild, he pulled him a damn Russell Simmons. He doesn't live in America, and he probably
Oh, shit.
he wouldn't even get on camera. They interviewed him because he was like, I didn't do anything wrong though. It's like, how about you be on camera? No, I'm cool on that. I was like, and the producers was talking about how they did that shit, but that's neither here nor there. These niggas is stupid. When it comes to checking in a confidential witness in Henley's case, identified only as CW1 in the complaint, broke down how it works. NBA players or other celebrities would need to work with and get approval in advance from Henley to ensure their safety. And this nigga was making NBA players check in. And I don't know why I'm surprised, but I just went, nigga, if I got the NBA on my back, nigga, I'm calling them. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, NBA people, these motherfuckers trying to shake me down and shit. I get some, but that just lets you know how motherfuckers is really not protected like that. Cause I don't even know why said they would make that call. You talking about an organization that'll wait till you bought a house for millions of dollars and be like, yeah, bitch, you traded. See you later, bye. And not have no cake, ice cream, or nothing for your ass. So of course they not protected.
So let me ask you this question. So when the checking in come in, is it only black people that gotta check in?
It's only You saw 6ix9ine had to check in. He not black.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true.
If you got money, you checking in. Now, I'm sure, I bet you this, though. I bet you Taylor Swift ain't checking in. I bet. But on that same token, who was that nigga that had that one song that everybody liked, the high-pitched voice white boy? You liked his song.
You talking about Tony Rich?
Yeah.
Now, Baby joint.
Now, Taylor Swift ain't checking it. Tony Rich, I'm pretty sure he's checking it. He probably have to check in several times for one trip. He probably get there and be like, I sent you the money. As soon as he leaves, like, yeah, bitch, it's another check-in fee, little ass nigga. He's like, but more of my money. And I bet you they probably make him check in to check out. Like when he leaves, I'm like, yeah, it's a checkout fee, bitch. Like, well, no, I'm not giving you any more money. I already gave you $30,000. Well, it's a long way to the airport, my nigga. Fuck.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, no, they checking in whoever they think go check in. Now, with it, I like I said, if it's certain people they know they can pull that shit off with, and certain people they know they can't pull that shit off with, as usual. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure whatever race that they think that they can get, they go try to get. Like I said, checking in is checking in, especially if you're an artist and shit. And like I said, most of these artists, managers, and all sorts of shit be in on this shit, my nigga. Like, it's too much money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, that go be there. Cash money, go be there. So, shit, I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm thinking about it. I'd probably be like, how much now? You paying this nigga $100,000 to sing 2 songs? Yeah, I can get him there about... I can get him there about 7:30. Yeah, we gonna be in the red Corolla. That's right.
The red Corolla. Probably run to the check in the Corolla. He's like, go ahead.
I'm like, this ain't got no money. He's like, shit. Let's see. And my artists be like, man, I'm glad they passed over us and shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad they passed over us, motherfucker.
I was counting on that.
I was counting on this shit. I owe them motherfuckers that money, my legs. When it comes to checking in, a confidential witness in Henley's case identified only a CW in the complaint, broke it down how it worked. NBA players or other celebrities would need to work with and get approval in advance from Henley to ensure their safety at events in Los Angeles, such as parties, gambling games, or advertising shoots. God damn. Now, the parties and the gambling shit, I wouldn't give a fuck. I just wouldn't go to that shit. But, nigga, they talking about they can't even go do they damn Nike commercials and shit.
Damn. Yo, Miss Mika Jones said CDW1 equals Charleston White.
That's who it is?
I don't know. That's what the comments said.
I ain't gonna lie. That do sound pretty accurate. That's pretty close, though. That nigga is also a stand dweller. Like, yes, right there. Yes, he is the leader of the CMB. What you say about my mama gave us another super chat? Appreciate you on that. I hate I can't highlight the damn super chats right now, man. That shit's trash. Thank you so much for that donation. Let's see where we at. But yeah, that's fucked up with the NW. I mean NW. I don't know why I keep saying NWA. CW1 said that these celebrities will have to seek and pay Henley for protection and approval or face retaliation from the Big U enterprise. It is unclear at this point if the 5-figure charitable donations made by the likes of O'Neal and Green and allegedly embezzled by Henley have anything to do with this scheme, or if the money was donated for other reasons. What the criminal case does outline is one particular checking in related case, a boxer unnamed but with the initials AB, we all know who the fuck that is, fixed a large money dice game back in 2019, costing several predominant NBA players millions of bucks. Big U allegedly found out about it and was upset, not about the cheating, but because he hadn't been informed beforehand to get his fucking cut. Henley allegedly turned the situation to his advantage, charging the players $100,000 to get back their money and threatening AB. which is Adrian Bronner or whatever that nigga's name for those that don't know. However, that doesn't seem like that straightened out much of anything at all, except for Henley's pockets, because when it was all done, according to investigators, the NBA stars got calls from AB affiliates saying they still owed the boxer. So the only nigga that got paid was this nigga.
Oh shit. Damn.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. It always amazes me that NBA players or people that make substantial amount of money. And I know some people. It's a few people I know that got hella money and they love to gamble. I don't know why. I don't understand it. Like, I already got money and I want to take a chance. And yeah, you can say the stock market and shit is gambling and shit, but that's only if you're doing options and day trading and shit like that. I'm talking about I make millions of dollars, and in my mind I say, hey, I'm gonna take $1 million of this shit and put it in a dice game and test my luck. And what you go if to win a couple of 100,000 or some shit, or say I back Joe on Lil Joe or some shit for bragging rights? I never understood that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. The future of checking in culture. Checking in for all its complications is not the real problem. Rather, authorities say the reputation Henley needed to uphold in order to continue his operation meant he could not tolerate any public disrespect, and that led him, the complaint alleges, to murder a rapper he was involved with. The rapper was identified in legal documents only as RW, but was identified in other reporting as Rayshawn Williams. Prosecutors' stories that Williams was recording for Henley's label but was being lax about the studio time, and even recorded a diss track about his label head. Ensuring that no one disrespects Henley and that such any perceived disrespect is met with reprehensible violence is the core tenet of the Big U enterprise, and even more so when that disrespect is displayed publicly, the complaint explains. Williams
and that CW was definitely Charleston White, because all the names is first name, last name, that the initials. AB was Adrian Bronner. That last one was just that. That's funny.
Hey, ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. He do be moving around in them circles and shit, my nigga. Williams' perceived public disrespect, authorities say, is what led Henley to murder the rapper and drag his body into the Los Angeles desert. It remains to be seen what effect Henley's arrest will have on the culture of checking in. It has been long a mysterious practice at the intersection of hip-hop and gang culture. Henley has been publicly associated. The mafia been making motherfuckers check in forever, just so that is known. Why y'all just trying to say that's just some shit hip-hop motherfuckers borrowed from the motherfucking damn mafia, okay? Please let that be known. Also, the music business was funded by the mafia. The music business has always been gangster, okay? And I'm not talking about making music. I'm talking about the business of music. And just so that is known out there. The reason music is so dangerous, it's always been something dangerous to get into. We gonna do a video about that one day. I think we almost started doing a video about that, and then we got caught in some other shit. But we definitely gonna do a video talking about the history of the music business. A lot of people will be surprised and shit, and a lot of people will be like, oh, this is because of hip-hop. Go be like, oh, that's just how that shit been. And I'll be like, yes, why you trying to blame niggas for shit? The shit started with the mafia. And how you can't change the rules of the game by the people who established the rules. All right, that's a whole nother topic, guys. It remains to be seen. Let me see how much less. You know how you get to the end of something, you scroll down to the bottom and shit? Yeah. Have you ever got to a book and there's only 3 pages left and you be like, this is good enough, and then finish the book? Maybe I'm the only motherfucker who done did that shit. It remains to be seen what effect Henley's arrest will have on the culture of checking in. It has long been a mysterious practice at the intersection of hip-hop and gang culture. Henley has been publicly associated with the Rolling Crips for decades, but prosecutors allege that his criminal organization, while it sometimes employs Rolling 60s members, is distinct from the gang. But it's also one thing for the practice to be defined and debated on podcasts and subreddits. God damn, subreddits. Damn, everything on subreddits. Nigga, I did find a gang subreddit, and it was very weird. I was like, you do know y'all nerds if you on Reddit. So why y'all talking all this? Why y'all selling all this shit on the Reddit and shit? Like, why?
It's gangsters on Reddit.
I'm talking about dead, and they be linking to YouTube videos where it be real niggas and they be telling tales and be teaching the knowledge and shit, all sorts of shit. I was like, this is incredible, the world we live in and shit.
Wow.
Like, wow. Whatever the outcome in the case, law enforcement scrutiny and practice of checking in may change. Yeah, and law enforcement engage in that shit too, because I know they pay me security and shit, and I'm motherfucking making the checker in check in and shit. And I'm like, yeah,
I got robbed by a police officer in East St. Louis when in 1999.
I mean,
He made me the fuck check in.
Hey man. Hey, now check this out. This was crazy. This the part I didn't know. This is the part about Nipsey and shit. It's a story I'm gonna tell about that associated with that in the membership. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. I might have done probably told my dumb ass done probably Adam 22. Nah, about the police and shaking motherfuckers down for money and shit. I probably done Adam 22 myself on this channel telling this story, but I'll tell it in the membership. It's probably on this bitch. I wouldn't be surprised if I ran my mouth on this bitch. I didn't do nothing. It was just about aspirations and dreams. Rapper SKG says Big U's an extortionist and had Nipsey Hustle killed. All right, so let's listen to this.
I know Big U is facing a lot of serious charges right now. I mean, you've spoken out about him in the past. I mean, do you think there's any truth to these allegations?
All the allegations are true, yeah.
I mean, why do you say so?
Because I was a victim, and the things that he has done to me, he's a monster, and everything that he's getting right now, he definitely deserves it.
Can you share what happened between you two?
Well, you know, he jumped on me. He lured me over to Nipsey Hustle's shop. He jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me up, made me go to another part of the neighborhood. I got jumped by 3 girls. I still have a scar on my back from that incident. He lied on me.
Wait, so he beat her ass and then sent her to get her ass beat again by 3 other motherfuckers that, like you said.
While she was pregnant.
Oh, well, I know this word is supposed to be left in 2-24. But that's fuck. No, fuck that word. That shit, that's kind of satanic and shit. That's like the last. That shit is insane. Beating a pregnant person ass and then like on a ride, be like, where we going? Oh, the ass whooping tour is not finished. There's 3 other motherfuckers is about to continue. God damn.
He extorted me. He threatened people not to work with me. I mean, he did a lot. He did a whole lot. And it wasn't just a singular thing he did. He did this throughout the years with me, with events, with people, with situations. He's just a monster. He's a bully, and he deserves to be in jail. He should have been in jail a long time ago.
I know one of the allegations against him is murder.
I ain't gonna lie, jail would have not been the word out of like, look, he deserves to be flogged and put in a room with Fleece Johnson.
I mean, do you think that one's true then?
I don't understand why the family would lie. The family reached out to me, and I did speak with the family, and it's a sad situation because we're talking about a child. This was a child. Big U is a 60-year-old grown man, and you have 2 different type of people.
That's insane. A motherfucker is 60 years old, still talking about that shit, still talking about street shit. When you got access to all this non-street shit, but it was something he should have exited a long fucking time ago. But none of the type of people that love the power more than they love anything else. That's some shit he just enjoy doing. Like he just like that shit. That's what that's about.
I say pause, but how big is Big U? Like, is he just like this, like 6'8", 350-pound dude? Like, how you 60? Ain't nobody tried him yet. Like,
let's see if YouTube know. Apparently he is 6'5", and I don't know how much he weighed, but he's 6'5". I heard
a video of him talking about he been training martial arts for a very long time, so I can see how that could be a dangerous person. 6'5", and he kind of swole.
It's crazy.
It makes sense.
That's crazy how it's all the pistols and guns in the world, and people are still scared because, like, and for up close, yeah, but I'm gonna be like, I'm bad, my bad, Big U. 10 feet away, what?
But in California, though, can you have guns in California like that? It ain't like Texas, is it? I don't know.
You have seen Menace to Society, haven't you?
Well, them niggas didn't care about the rules.
Like I said, the people with guns usually don't in them areas. Like,
but the people but the people he's shaking down though, if they can't have the guns, because you're talking about like somebody, all the guns we got, but if they can't have guns and you fly into LA, and you definitely can't have a gun if you fly in. Touche.
I'm just saying, me personally, if I was on that time, as soon as I touch down, I'm like, look, before I check in, does anybody have a throwaway? I'm just looking for a throwaway. Don't care how many bodies on or anything. I just need something to at least be able to pull out in case Big U try to pull out on me. Pause. Let's
people in this world. You have people that are screaming free a 60-year-old gangbanger, and then you have people that want justice for a innocent child, and you need to figure out what type of person
63-year-old gangbanger in the Senate is just crazy.
You are. I know that,
especially if you ain't the kind that's reformed and actually doing something for the community and shit. It's some that's, you know, that stay there, they never leave. Of course, they rep they shit, but they actually be like, yeah, I did a bunch of mistakes and I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, revert it back to what the original source of the gangs actually was created to help the communities and shit. But, you know, this nigga is he need to be stopped.
Allegations are true, you know, but they say you're innocent until proven guilty, but in my opinion, he's guilty of everything. People can look at my interviews from years ago when I was speaking out about this, when I went on Tasha K, Whack 100 spoke about it. They just spoke about it on No Jumper. I've been speaking about this for years. And as a woman, you know, you should never let a man think it's okay to put their hands on you. A person should never want to extort you or harm you just because they feel like it. That is crazy to me, you know? And for me, it makes me feel good that my story helped other people tell their stories. That's what I'm most happy about.
No, would him, you know, going to jail help you, you know, sleep easier at night? Do you feel like the LA streets are safer now?
Well, as far as me, I'm going to be safe regardless, if you know what I mean.
You don't follow the rules in the lawless land, my nigga.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be safe regardless because I'm not playing. I'm going to protect myself. But I definitely feel like a lot of people, they're happy. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and they're like, we are so happy that he went to jail. I mean, this morning someone reached out to me and told me that he was extorting the food vendors. And I'm like, what? They were like, yes, he was extorting the food vendors at Crenshaw High. And I'm like, God damn, like he just extorted the whole city. So yeah, I think a lot of people are happy.
I know. There's talk about Big U that he was involved in Nipsey Hussle's death. I mean, have you seen any proof that would confirm that?
For me being over and growing up in that area, I'm going to tell you guys this. He definitely has something to do with that. Wow. And justice for Nipsey. And I know that justice is coming for Nipsey. And I think people are going to be shocked once they see everything that really happened and how he played a part in it. So yeah, you guys are going to start seeing stuff soon in regards to the part that he had to play in the demise of Nipsey. And he was very jealous of Nipsey. Me and Nipsey both went through stuff dealing with him, and we went through the exact same things with him. So he was very jealous of Nipsey.
And like I told you earlier, just like I was telling you earlier, that check-in shit, usually the artists, managers and shit be involved in that shit. Most of these motherfuckers, especially the people that these artists surround themselves with, man, usually just be sharking, you know, fucking being leashes off of these motherfuckers. So with her saying that shit and with what we just heard, this nigga was extorting vendors at a fucking high school. So, you know, finding out he involved with Nipsey shit, knowing he was his manager, but knowing that he makes everybody check in, it all makes sense. The way he killed that rapper, which the story I heard was, I had read somewhere where the rapper was his son's friend, and he didn't want to rap no more. And motherfucking him and Big U had some words, and so he ended up making a diss song about Big U, and then Big U lured him to the studio and shit, and fucking drove him out to the damn Las Vegas desert, shot him in the head, and dragged him in the motherfucking ditch and shit.
For a diss track?
That's what I had read. And like they said in the article, his reputation was bigger than anything, so he couldn't just have a nigga, which further lets me know he associated with way more shit than that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just some shit that they was able to associate with him, because I think they had footage of the young man going in and out of the studio or something before he disappeared and shit. So that lets us know that's the tip of the iceberg. He done probably been involved with a whole bunch of other shit, and it's really good that you know, that he is off the streets and shit, especially if Debo is labeled after him. Fucking goddamn right, it's good that he motherfucking off the streets and shit. To see the rest of this live and over 60 plus members only videos, become a Struggle Crew member for only $2.99.